Hi, Tesla Guy here. Tesla just released a new software update, the holiday update for their car, and they are calling it version 11, and it isn't without controversy. Some people love it, some people hate it. For me, it's a mixed bag. In today's video, I'm going to show you, in my opinion, how Tesla can fix the software and make it work much, much better. So let's dig into it. So before we get too far into how I think we can fix the version 11 software, let's refresh our memory on what version 10 looked like, and here it is. And the biggest controversy that is going around the internet about version 11 has to do with the removal of a lot of those functions on the bottom of the screen, the seat heaters, the wipers, those types of things, and that now they're buried within a lower menu. So in my opinion, I think I have some fixes for this. So now you're looking at the new version 11 software where we have that new app menu at the bottom. We have the new app launcher where you can drag icons in and out. And I really like the concept of where Tesla is going with this. I like that they're moving in the direction of being able to let you configure the Tesla and personalize it to whatever you want to do. However, they are not going nearly far enough. In the bottom tray, we have 4 configurable icons and 1 recent. And in my opinion, that just isn't enough. And there are many other things about version 11 that have some rough edges. And let me show you step by step how I think Tesla can improve things. Now, the first thing that, in my opinion, Tesla needs to do is they need to really expand what is listed inside that app menu, the things that you can drag down to that lower bar. And in my opinion, they need to add an entire section for car functions. These are the things that you had on that lower bar before. They were temperature, they are seat heaters, they are wipers, glove box, fan, volume, all of those things that were in the bottom need to be available in the app menu for you to drag down into that lower bar if you want those functions directly accessible. Now, the biggest thing, in my opinion, that needs to be addressed with version 11 is that bottom bar. The 4 app slots just doesn't cut it. In my opinion, Tesla could supercharge that lower app bar by breaking it down into 15 different configurable slots. And there's space for it. And this, in my opinion, is why I think there's space for it. And each individual icon that you have can occupy 1 or more slots. So in this example, you see temperature. That is actually a configurable location, and a temperature takes up 2 slots where the fan or the wipers or the seat heaters take up 1. Volume also takes up 2. Move them around, put them wherever you want them to go. And in my opinion, this provides a situation that is much more configurable, and you can get that lower bar back to basically the way that it was before in version 10 if you want, and still have room for more functionality. Now, swiping is also an issue. Right now, you swipe up from anywhere in that bottom bar, you're getting climate controls. I think that is a step backwards in usability. I think each one of these configurable zones need to be swipeable based on what you drag in. So you swipe up on temperature, you get climate controls. You swipe up on volume, you maybe get the volume slider. You swipe up on the wipers, you get the small card for wiper controls. Now, the next major usability problem that I have is how they treated all of the different music apps. Before, there was a single music icon that you could tap or swipe up on, and then it brought up a display, a card that gave you options to switch between different types of things like Spotify or Bluetooth or streaming. Now, each one of those are a separate app that take up a space in only those 4 slots. And in my opinion, it is not as flexible as it needs to be. So I think they should go back to replacing all of those individual icons with a single music icon, and they can just do it by adding that music icon to that app list. And then when you drag that music icon down, you now have the ability to tap that and have it slide up and give you more options. All right, now if we're going to consolidate the music and all of the inputs into a single icon, where do they go? And they go right where they were before, which is the music card. You need to be able to quickly swipe or tap between different inputs. It's not that big a deal. There's no reason to put all of that stuff in that lower bar. It can go right back to where it was. And we also need the ability to swipe up on the music icon to get to the music. And we also need the intermediate spaces back where we have the small card, the medium card, and the full screen card. Should be really simple for Tesla to put that back. And it really wouldn't change the overall focus of where they're going with version 11, in my opinion. All right. Let's address that top bar where we had profile and Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and software download. They buried that inside a menu that you have to actually actively go look for. Now, I realize that you may not use that very often, but I can tell you that now that I've lived with version 11, even though I don't use it, I find that I'm missing not being able to see it. And frankly, how the cards work, they're not using that space for anything. So in my opinion, just put the profile back, put the Wi-Fi back, put the Bluetooth back, put the software download button back, right where it was. It didn't need to move to a submenu because they're not utilizing that space for anything else, and I don't think it adds to the clutter of the screen. Now, I'm not all doom and gloom on version 11. There are some things about version 11 that I like. I really like the trajectory in which it's going. User configurability, it needs to go further. Another feature that I really like is being able to drag the driver mode full screen, especially when doing full self-driving drives. And the issue that I have with it is that I'm finding that I'm missing being able to see a map. It does give you a little banner at the bottom telling you where your next turn is, but I don't think that's adequate. I think there is space on the screen to show a map in a card somewhere on the screen. Maybe allow you to move it around. That would be even better. But that card will give you a bird's eye view of where you're going, how far you are from a turn, where you're going to go. I really find that I miss having a map view up, but I also like the option of going full screen when I want to. Now this next one is something that I found myself wanting to do on the very first drive that I had with version 11, which is because I wanted to see that map, I wanted to drag the full self-driving view over further to the right. Right now it gives you two options, basically the left third or full screen. It really screams to have an option to go 2/3 with the driving view with 1/3 of the map. And I think that's something that Tesla can easily do and easily integrate in to give that potential stop and allow that flexibility for screen orientation. Those are the changes that I think that Tesla immediately needs to make to version 11 in order to really take it to the next level. Now, Elon has tweeted that they are listening to everybody, so I am somewhat hopeful that someone at Tesla will see this video and go, wow, some of those are some good ideas. I hope. And then they actually incorporate it. I have no say in how this gets done, but if you're out there, Tesla, I'd love to see some of this stuff there, and it would be great if you could help share the word if you agree with my position by hitting that like button, and even better, hitting that subscribe button and telling your friends. So until the next video, until the next review, until the next drive, we'll catch you later.